Welcome, everyone, back to MMAfighting.com. I'm Luke Thomas, next to, of course, the man large and in charge, Mike Chiappetta, here to talk about UFC 152's main event, UFC light heavyweight champion Jon Jones defending his title against light heavyweight Vitor Belfort. First, we'll go to you, Mike, of course. Yeah, well, it's an important quotation mark. Vitor Belfort, let me just be honest, does he really have a chance? He hasn't fought at this weight class since 2007.
Well, he's got a chance in the same way you or I have a chance as winning the lottery.
Right.
I mean, of course he's got a chance. Let's face it, he does have a huge left hand. He's got a huge power. So it's kind of a similar dynamic as the Dan Henderson fight in a sense where if he lands that big punch that maybe Jon Jones hasn't taken before, you know, does he handle it well? Is he able to recover? Does he get rocked? Aside from that, it's hard to see a situation where it's going to be Vitor Belfort's fight. He has a 10 inches less of reach. I think it's actually 10.5 inches.
So he's 74?
74. Yeah. Huge reach to overcome. Not to mention Jon Jones likes to throw a lot of kicks, so that reaches actually even farther in reality than it is, you know, on a measuring stick.
Yeah.
So there's that. If it goes to the ground, Belfort's a black belt. Jon Jones has been fantastic on the ground. He's a murderer on the ground.
Yeah,
he's a killer.
And Tito Ortiz took Vitor Belfort down, and that's exactly where he won the fight when they fought at light heavyweight.
Yeah, and I think we've seen, I mean, with the length that Jon has, and he obviously holds that position well. We haven't seen even anyone threaten him. You know, we thought Shogun, you know, he's got a very sort of unique ground attack with that deep half guard he uses and everything. Was able to do absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Jones was so well schooled in what he was going to do. He's got enough time now to look at Belfort in his tapes, and I think he's going to be well prepared for this fight.
Something kind of interesting, the fight is in Toronto. I'm sure Torontonians are happy that they have a bigger main event. This did, I mean, let's be honest, the 151 cancellation made 152 better. And Ariel talked about this before too. You know, what about the crowd? My personal sense, and I'm just it's conjecture, I think they're going to boo that guy big time. But I think that what they really want is for him to be the Jon Jones, the fighter. Like, they really want to see him be the best he can be. What's your sense about how the crowd is going to be, and also how's it going to affect him?
You know what? It's going to be interesting to see because, like you're saying, I mean, his arrival on that card actually makes it a much better value for their dollars. These people who especially are traveling to go to an event, they were expecting to see the flyweight championship, which is fine. Stan and Bisping, good co-main event.
Great.
All of a sudden you throw Jon Jones in, now you've got 2 title fights. You have a much deeper card. People always complain about there's too many cards, they're watered down. Well, now you get 2 title fights and a really good third fight. Maybe they'll be happy. Maybe they'll be happy at Jon Jones. But, you know, my guess would be he's going to get a very, very mixed reaction, a lot of boos, a lot of cheers. And then, if and when he wins, most likely when he wins, he will get a monster superstar reaction. Because let's face it, people go to fights to see the action in the cage. All the other stuff is fun, it takes up our time, it's a nice distraction until the fight goes on. If he just savages Vitor Belfort, people will give him the superstar reaction.
And you or I were at 145, and the weigh-ins was the first indication we got. Rashad Evans came out, had a nice pop, and then Jones came out, and there was way more boos, but there was just way more noise generally, celebrity effect. So let me ask you, circle back one more time, and then we'll be out of here. The fight with Vitor, the mechanics of it. My sense is that it'll be a little bit on the feet. I really think Jones is going to take it to the ground. 1, because he can, easily, rather easily. And 2, he's got savage ground and pound, plus underrated guard passing, I suspect. You, standing on the ground, mix of both, how does it end?
I think mix of both. I think he knows he can take the fight to the ground whenever he wants. He's so good in that Greco. He doesn't have a hard time getting inside to get that position. Never had any problem putting anyone on their back. And I think it's the same thing we'll see. As we said, you know, he's the one thing we know. Why did he want the fight with Chael Sonnen? He wanted more time to study him. All right, so this guy really, he does come in with a plan, and he knows what his opponent wants to do. He knows the positions that are his opponent's best positions, and he takes that away from him. So he's a guy that's not only gifted in what he does physically, but also his mental approach to it. I think he's gonna know the positions that he could beat Belfort up in. I agree with you. I think at some point, you know, late in the first round, maybe early in the second, he's gonna put the fight on the ground, and I think that's probably where it will end.
I'm with you. Second round, I think first round he'll definitely do. He's been a little more cerebral in that first round. One thing I want to say, defensive Jon Jones, people say, oh, the guy's never been rocked. He's hard to hurt. Even when guys hit him, they make it really hard. He makes it hard for them to follow up. All right.
And his power's coming, too.
Yeah.
That's one thing people never...
He's huge. When you see him in person, he's huge.
Yeah, he's hurt Machida. He's hurt guys, and I think that's only going to improve. His power's going to improve as he ages. And add strength.
We both like Jon Jones to win over Vitor Belfort, UFC 152, September 22nd. He's Mike Chiappetta. I'm Luke Thomas. Enjoy the fights.